Hello everyone, today I will be speaking about the concepts of discrimination and employment laws with reference to a real life case that happened in Canada involving Colistro v. Tibetel. This case highlights important aspects of employment and human rights law within the workplace context. The first question is, what did the employer do wrong in this situation? This case about Colistro v. Tibetel, the employment company called Tibetel decided to hire back a supervisor who was previously fired for allegations of sexual harassment. In rehiring the supervisor, the company breached one of the cardinal responsibilities of every employer, that is, of providing a respectful and safe working environment to all the employees. This action was not only overlooking the historical negative behavior but also disregarded the safety and health of their employees. Second question arises is what law did the employer violate? If the employer violated an act, name the act. If the employer violated the common law, describe the legal principle violated. Here, the employer failed to respect the tenets of constructive dismissal as defined by law. Constructive dismissal is when the employer renders the conditions of the work so unbearable that the employee has no choice but to leave. Further, in re-employing an identified sexual harasser, Tibetel seems to have breached the provisions of the Ontario Human Rights Code, which safeguards individuals in employment from any form of harassment and discrimination. In Ontario, employment related harassment that includes sexual harassment is also covered under the Ontario Human Rights Code, except it directs more on sex discrimination only. The third most is what should be the employer have done in this situation to comply with the law. I'll say three options. The first one I think is this wouldn't have included rehiring the supervisor who had been noted and reported as sexual harasser. This would have been a good example in showing efforts to ensure safety and respect for all in the working environment. The second one is ensured a safe and respectful workplace by considering the grievances of employees like Colistro. This encompasses taking on board the employees' grievances and making timely interventions to eliminate occurrences of harassment or misconduct happening in the company. The third is put in and followed upon. This is a very simple word, but it has a great impact. Stringent policies against harassment to avoid such things from happening in the future. This bullying policies succeed every reported case with a structure for investigation that rakes in the offenders along with measures that are instituted based on the responses. This implementing personal policies are very important and should be constantly repeated to all staff including management. The fourth and the last question that is for us is what legal remedies are made to the employee in this situation. The first one is filing a complaint with the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario for harassment and discrimination. This tribunal is competent to award such kinds of relief as compensation for jury to dignity, feelings, self-respect, as well as the relief in the form of orders on no more discrimination in future. Second one is what she did was claim constructive dismissal in civil tort, for which she was awarded damages. In claims of this nature, the claimants often resort to constructive dismissal to claim severance packages as well as seek to recover lost wages and other allowances during and after the negotiations, which was a great step taken by one of the employer. Recovering damages for emotional distress because of work abuses. These are precedents where it was decided the emotional distress damages from the courts are permissible when the employer is guilty. And here we come to the conclusion. As stated, the case of Colistro v. Tibetel clearly underlines the significance of proper anti-harassment procedures in the workplace. Employers need to take good care during the hiring process and listen to their employees to be able to observe employment and human rights law. It is possible beneficial working conditions to be achieved that allow for the safety and productivity of all employees, and all employees comply with such laws. So keep that in mind and always be safe. Thank you for watching.